This week, Karabo Mokoena's family and friends speak out about her battle with abuse and their biggest fear realized.
I told her straight, Karabo, Sandile is going to kill me.
Our victim-blaming Minister of Women weighs in.
Whilst Karabo came across as very strong, but internally he was weak. She was weak, and hence she became a victim of abuse.
And failed by the police. Pilile Gumete's family does its own detective work to track down their loved one. This is Checkpoint, and I'm Sandile Matsoe. Her tragic death has sparked a painful national conversation. Karabo Mokoena's burnt body was thrown into a ditch after her ex-boyfriend allegedly murdered her. Now those who love the 22-year-old are speaking out about the repeated abuse they say she suffered at the hands of Sandile Matsoe and how desperate she was to escape it. In this exclusive report, Karen Morn tells the heartbreaking story of Karabo Mokoena's terrible death and how it's again exposed the shocking levels of violence against South African women.
Even with success, people are not interested in where you come from. No one wants to know you're from Soweto, you were raped. No. People just want to know how you overcame it. You can give us your problem from A to... People just want to know the solution. Yo, you went through this, and therefore, how did you come out of it? No one wants to know it's okay. Mina, I saw no. Stop playing victim. The world owes you nothing. Arise.
Karabo Mokoena was determined that her life would matter, that one day everyone would know her name. But in the weeks before her death, the 22-year-old was a very different woman from the passionate and confident young person you've just seen. In this voice note, Karabo tells a friend that her ex-boyfriend, Sandile Matsoe, has accused her of assault after she says he attacked her.
He got robbed in Bram, I think 2 days after he hit me, and he fell at Koboha. And he went to the police station and told them that that was me that assaulted him. So I just got fell out my I was like, wow, you know, if someone can go to that extent. And while he was hitting me, I think I fell on top of his car and it got dented. And he told the police that I damaged his car. So I just said, you know what, this person, I don't have the energy for this, you know. God will deal with him. I'm tired personally.
Exactly 17 days after Karabo sent that message, her body was found here, burning among the rubbish. 27-year-old Matsoe is now charged with Karabo's premeditated murder. Behind the horrific crime he stands accused of lies a story of alleged repeated and violent abuse.
I told her straight, Karabo, Sandile is going to kill you. You can't go on like this. This is not toxic relationship. I don't know what to call this. No, this one, I know. I told her. But you know our kids.
So I asked her, this person was killing you. She said, yes, he was.
Karabo started dating Sandile Matsoe in October last year.
What I know is she was looking for love. She was so longing for someone who would love her for who she is and understand her. And more than anything, Karabo was praying for a God-fearing man.
It's 6:48. We're hanging out with Sandile Matsoe, 27 years old, making hundreds of thousands every week.
Matsoe styles himself as a highly successful forex trader, even appearing on radio to discuss the hundreds of thousands of rands he claims to make.
He was a forex trader And people who wanted to know, they would ask him for advice, and he would give that kind of advice. The little that I know is that, yes, his life was taking an upward curve, and we were hoping to see one of the stars this country has ever produced.
But it seems Matsoe funded much of his lifestyle by running Forex training courses at 6,000 Rand a go and promising big money to those who invested their cash with him. His highest qualification, however, is a degree in graphic design. And Karabo told those close to her that Matsoe owed a lot of people a lot of money.
Look, Sandile to his family was a warm-hearted person, a humble guy who loved to give. He loved to be joyful. To the church, he was an evangelist, a great evangelist. I mean, we did a lot together. We did preaching in the trains, preaching in prison, preaching at the taxi ranks. We did a lot together.
But despite those claims of faith, Karabo's loved ones say the young woman showed signs of repeated abuse during her 7-month relationship with Matsoe. Within a month of the couple starting to date, Karabo told friends he had smashed her phone and pushed her into a wall. Her family only became aware of the abuse 2 months before her death.
She told me that he hit her. Then this guy hit Karabo the second time. I was like, I break up with this guy, arrest him or do something to get rid of him. Because I could see Karabo loved this guy a lot. The first time he hit Karabo right here. And she had like she was swelling here. It was like big and huge and stuff. Then the second time, they said it was at a club. He beat up Karabo, like she was down, beating her up. Like I had this anger inside of me, but I couldn't do anything. Cause I couldn't do anything, I was helpless. Then I told Karabo to tell my father, and then that's when my father did something.
She was still swollen here. And then I wanted to go and approach Sandile, and Karabo said to me, no, Mom, this guy is crazy. Just leave him, it's okay. She always says that, it is well. And I said, Karabo, I just want to ask him why, who gave him the right to do this to you?
Karabo's relationship with Matsoe seemingly became more violent as it intensified. The pair appear to have been living together at the upmarket Sandton Sky apartment block.
They had a place in Sandton where they were living together. So everything that was happening there was happening there, and we thought that things were going okay. When we saw them together, we saw people who were happy.
I was at work, I got a call from her. She said she's in hospital, Morningside Hospital. She was beaten. I cried at work. I said, but why, Karabo, why? And Mama Sandile just threw me here in hospital, left me with the cut, broke my phone, and brought the new one.
This conversation happened just over a month before Karabo was murdered. After the urging of her mother and father, Karabo laid a charge against Matsoe, who had laid a charge against her. Her mother also urged her to get a protection order.
She said to me, Mom, it's not going to do any good to me. Why must I do that? I said, Karabo, but Karabo. He said, you know what? This guy is evil. Mom, he doesn't care. And I know where he is now. He's planning something for me.
Those close to the young woman say she was emotionally destroyed by the abuse she suffered.
She even says to me, I don't think anybody realizes what this has done to me. She said, Ma, physically I'm healed, but emotionally I'm torn apart. She says to me, this guy wanted to ruin me. I said, Karabo, he was killing you. She says, yes. And she says, guess what? He is not remorse. he's not apologetic.
I always said to Karabo, come back home, Karabo. No one's chased you out of this house. This is your home. Come back home and be with us and live your life to the fullest. Don't go after, what's wrong with you going after Sandile? What is there that makes you stay in this relationship with Sandile? Come back home, Karabo.
Her friend Queen Lebo Mkhize, who was part of the Kings and Queens Christian cell group she attended, says Karabo regarded that beating as a wake-up call and desperately wanted to change her life. But she was also struggling to cope emotionally.
She sent the message to say, can you imagine, 2 weeks after he had beaten me, I'm seeing him buying a girl flowers and a perfume. So I'm like, so where did you see? She's like, no, it's on Instagram. She said, Ma, when will this pain go away? She says, does anybody understand how I feel right now? She felt worthless. She felt that she's not worth it because that's how she used to be made to feel. Because how do you beat someone and continue like nothing happened? And you even taking pictures with yourself with other girls? So he said, there's a place where she said, he's heartless, heartless, heartless. Wicked, wicked, wicked.
Mkhize, like Lolo Mokoena, says Karabo sent her pictures documenting the abuse she had suffered in the weeks before her death. She also recounted what had happened and detailed her fragile emotional state in a series of heartbreaking WhatsApp messages.
So I asked her, when I saw the pictures, I was scared. I could not believe that in this day and age, there's a man that can hit somebody's child in that manner. So I asked her, this person was killing you? She said, yes, Ma, he was.
When we return,
I approached him. I said, Sandile, what did you do to Karabo? Instead, he greeted me like Mamzo. And I was so, why are you still saying Mamzo? Where's my daughter?